So I will just keep it in a way that everybody can see. And yes, here we go. Okay. So again, Chris has disappeared. There are a lot of disappearance acts that's happening. Well, friends, welcome back once again to Secrets of Living a Full Life. So as you all know, we at Management Me believe in living a full life. So F stands for fearless, U stands for unstoppable, L stands for limitless, and L stands for loving. So when you are ready to live a fearless, unstoppable, limitless, and loving life, it's the joy of, taking every little moment and adding life to it every moment. And that's what's going to bring you success. So when you're fearless, when you're unstoppable, when you're limitless, you are being yourself, which is the natural you. Okay. So, just a minute. Well, so welcome back once again to Secrets of Living a Full Life. Welcome Abhinita, Priyanka, who are behind the camera. So once again, we are here at Secrets of Living a Full Life. And today the session is on being fearless. Well, once, yesterday we spoke about the fears that you have. So you very rightly said there is one of the fear that you has is a fear of being judged. Chris, do you agree to this?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't see you, Chris.
Oh, actually, my camera is on. So, now?
All right. Oh, well, then you can just answer. Do you
Okay.
agree that yes, we do face a fear of judgment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you share, when did you, any one incident where you felt that it's really scary to be judged by people?
When exam results come, maybe, yeah, and that time.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of things like how we dress and the rest of the fear of being judged.
So when, especially when results are coming out and everybody's just anticipating what would be the percentage that you would be getting, you really feel scared of the comments that you're going to get, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Vansh?
Um, what are you asking? I mean, do I
Yeah,
have
I am asking you any particular incident where you really got
so
scared of people's judgment.
speaking in front of a large audience?
Okay. So what is it that the audience looks like to you? Do they seem like monsters who are waiting to eat you up?
No, but I'm worried about what they will think of what I speak and how I speak.
Okay, about how your posture is, what you're speaking. So the after effects of you speaking in front of a public is the fear that you have, right? Suppose you've had all the training given and you can stand in front of the public and speak for 2 complete minutes without a mistake, then do you think that you will still continue to have that fear?
Maybe the fear would still linger, but I would gain a huge amount of confidence.
Wonderful, wonderful. That means there is something that can beat fear. What's that? Well,
Encouragement.
encouragement, definitely. But the main thing that can beat fear is knowledge. Because fear is nothing but absence of knowledge. So when you get knowledge, when you train yourself into standing in front of the public and speaking, and you're not bothered about what people will say because you're showing up to share your story with them, and you're standing there to give value to the people. So what I right now did was change the perception of you standing in front of the crowd. When I say that when you're standing in front of the crowd, the people are eager and waiting to listen to you, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel?
Nervous already.
Tense.
Nervous already? Yes, Chris?
Tense, mumbling, little in the voice.
I didn't get you, Chris. Can you speak louder?
Mumbling in voice, like can't speak properly. Maybe.
Can't speak properly. So it is too fearful for you to see yourself, or rather vision yourself standing in front of others, right? So let me share with you how we can overcome this fear of judgment. Okay, so I'll share the screen and we will come to this. Just a minute. I will. Yes. Okay. So the fear of judgment. Is this what you actually feel? Does this picture represent that there are number of fingers being pointed at you? Does this make you feel like, you know, you are the center point and everybody is looking at you and, you know, accusing you or telling you that you are doing something wrong or you're not up to the mark? Is this what you feel? Okay.
Yes.
Let's go forward. So how do I? Yes. You can actually free yourself from the need for approval. The reason why you are scared of judgment is because you want everybody to speak good about you. You want everybody to say that, wow, this was a wonderful speech that you gave. Or you want everyone to feel that this is awesome, like you are the best. So we are so attuned to getting approval from people that we always seek it, and it becomes a part of our second nature. Okay, so when we start to rely on what other people think for us, what we do is we make their opinion most important or pivotal to our success. And that's when we get into trouble, because you want to reach a standard which somebody else has set. You want to reach a place which is not naturally yours, and you just don't accept your own good qualities. We start tailoring our lives to fit the expectations of others, and from there it's a vicious circle. Like for me, basically, I too suffered the fear of being judged by people, and I wanted everybody to say that I'm the best. So as a child, as a student, I was the best student for any teacher. I used to pay attention. I would be the first bencher. I would take up the responsibilities that was given. I would be there, always there, and be the teacher's pet. After I became a good student, then I came to college and I realized, wow, there are so many other people who are much better than me. And I am not the only one who's a teacher's pet. So again, I started striving for the approval of my teachers and my friends. There was little trouble there, but yet I continued and I became the best. And everybody loved me. Well, after I finished my graduation, I became a teacher. And in the B.Ed college, the first day itself, I got so much of applause for, taking charge to write something on the board. And I became the general secretary. So again, I was very happy because I got the approval of people. And then I started my teaching career. In my teaching career, I used to go out of my way to do things for my students. So well, they all loved me, appreciated me, and I would, try to push myself beyond my limits to do things for people. I would be there always for everyone. I would be there and give, the whole 200% of me to people. And then one fine day, I realized that what am I doing for myself? I am only satisfying people. I am meeting the expectations of being the best employee. I am meeting the expectations of being the best mother, the best wife, so on and so forth. What am I doing for myself? And that's when I overcame my fear of judgment and started doing things for myself, like studying something which was not necessary for me as a teacher. That is psychology. I was teaching math, science, and English, but then I took up psychology because I was very much interested in it. And that's when I dropped my fear of being judged by people and doing exactly what I wanted. And that was true freedom for me. So when we give our power to others, we allow that their impressions to become how we are perceived. So we give a particular, chance to people to create an image of us as per their standards. But is that who you really want to be? Or you want to be your real authentic self? Like, for example, as a vice principal of the school, I was not supposed to be smiling too often. I was supposed to be punishing people, but I chose to be myself. I chose to understand the problem because of which the child was making a mischief, rather than trying to punish him or her because it was the protocol of the institution. I used to smile when I wanted to, make somebody feel at ease. I used to smile from my heart because I don't think that a vice principal has to be all, the akadu or the kadus, which people tend to, create that picture of themselves. I didn't want the approval of people to tell me that I'm a very strict person and I get things into order, because I believed that discipline should be self-discipline. It should come from within. And when you trust in people, you will definitely be getting it. So again, I broke the norm there, and I was my authentic self. And it is so liberating. It is so freeing that you don't have to meet up to the expectations of everyone. The stress is off your head. And it's a kind of living that I urge everyone here to have. So when we give our power to others and allow that their impressions to become how we are perceived, we lose out on who we really are. The only reality we can see is how we believe others to see us. Of course, I have given you all a questionnaire in which you give ratings to yourself on different parameters. Now you're going to give those same questionnaires to your friends or your relatives and see how they view you. So you will get an idea as to whether you are meeting their expectations. And then you really compare whether it really makes a difference to actually be as per the expectations of others, or whether you want to be your true authentic self. If you are a failure in some areas, we can have the strength and the energy and the courage to admit it, because that's a part of you. Well, after that, you can decide to improve onto it, but you just can't neglect that part of you. So accept the whole you as you are. That's how you can free yourself from the need for approval. Okay, what are the other ways in which you can overcome the fear of judgment? First, know your own strength and limitations. If you know what you are good at and what your setbacks are, you're less likely to be affected by what others say or think about you. Okay, let's come back. Chris, can you, how do I stop sharing? No. Yes. Yes, Vansh and Chris, tell me, how, do you know about yourself? You know a little about yourself. What are you good at? I can't hear you. You're muted, Vansh. Chris, I can't hear you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, what are you good at?
Mm, I'd say I'm good at tech and IT coding stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
I'm
good
good at
at
that.
coding. So whenever
Yeah.
it comes to coding, do you feel judged by others?
No.
It doesn't matter to you, right?
Yeah.
Because you know it for sure.
Yeah.
And what are the things that you're bad at?
Studying.
Studying.
Like,
So when somebody talks about studying, you just do this.
yes. Yeah.
Yes, Vansh, I cannot hear you. Yeah, you can speak now. Huh.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I know I'm actually good at studying and uh, drawing and cricket. And yeah, one thing I'm not good at is mustering up the will to study.
You are good at studying, but the initial inertia
Mm.
is what you need to overcome,
Yeah,
right? But then
yeah.
now when you're openly saying it, do you feel, being judged by others?
Yes,
Are you scared that because you're not sitting to study on a particular time, people are going to say that this guy is not giving his best?
yes. I mean, some people in my batch say that I'm not studying enough. Need to increase my hours.
But you already know that you're good at studying,
Mm. Yes.
right? So
Mm.
when the time comes and when you have to complete a particular project, you're definitely on time.
Mm.
Is it possible for you to speak to yourself and give proof to yourself that whatever they say is not right?
Yes, it's possible.
It's possible. So this
Mm.
is how you have to practice believing in yourself. When you practice believing in yourself, like Chris has already decided that he is good in IT. So whatever people say, he is not bothered with respect to IT. But when it comes to studying, he's bothered because he's not mastered that art, right? So it is
Uh,
your weaknesses which make you feel that you will be judged. So overcoming your weaknesses by learning or mastering the art is what will help you to come out of the trap of what people speak about you. Yeah, we'll go back to the presentation. Yes. So these are few ways in which you can actually, overcome the fear of judgment. So when knowledge is given, fear will go away. So that's the objective of today's session, to make you more fearless. Second is resisting letting others define you. When you do not know yourself, you make other people define you. So that need that is there, that if somebody says I am good, then only I am good. And if somebody says I am bad, then I am bad. So that letting go of that need, because what's happening here, when you decide others to define you, you're not taking responsibility for your own self. So if you begin to take responsibility for your own self, for example, I couldn't sing for nuts. I would start with one tune and end up with other. So many of my friends used to criticize me and they would say that, Vichi, you're the worst singer that we have ever had. So please don't ever dare to sing. And then after I became liberated, after I overcame the fear of judgment, I said, when I speak, I have a good voice. So definitely I can use it in singing as well. It's only a matter of the rhythm that I need to know. And then I did my psychometric assessment and I found out that my musical ability is not all that bad. And then I said, okay, I may not be able to sing, long songs, but at least 3 or 4 lines I'll be able to manage. And then I started practicing it and I started using it even in my sessions. And that gave me the confidence. And I said, irrespective of what people say, I know I have this quality. So, knowledge about your own self and working towards enhancing, the weaknesses that you have and turning it into a strength will help you to overcome your fear of judgment. So, be aware of your inner critic. So what I did at that time was, when people told that Vijay, you can't sing, I said, oh yeah, mera awaaz bahut kharab hai yaar. And so if I'm given an opportunity, like many times people who don't know you, you are in a group there and they don't know whether you sing well or you sing bad. But then they judge your voice and they say, oh, you can definitely sing a line here. So they don't know about you. So at that time, if you criticize yourself and say, no, 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 you're not good at singing, then you're letting go of an opportunity to know that you do have a skill which you think you didn't have. So stop criticizing yourself. Have you ever come to a situation where you knew you could do things, but because of your self-critic, you allowed that opportunity to go away? Like, for example, once you told me you were good at bowling. Is that? Yesterday you were talking to me about the bowling situation, and you said you're good at bowling. You knew it, but something. Yeah, yeah. What was that? Can you share it again? Yeah, once.
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes, ma'am. So it was just in the tryouts. I bowled exceptionally well, and because of Corona, they never announced the school team.
Okay. So no. You told me yesterday that you knew you are good at bowling, but something
Mm.
happened, and because of which you did not bowl. The fear of criticism.
No, that was the first tryout.
Ha. Tell me about that.
So actually, they were saying something from the crowd, so I got a bit distracted.
Ah, so because somebody, teased you or spoke about your inability, you got disheartened and broke your focus, and you couldn't do that well. So that's again the fear of judgment, which is taking opportunities away from you. But I'm glad the next time you actually worked towards your talent, respected it, believed in it, and then you went forward. So now you see what is the benefit of overcoming the fear of judgment. Okay. We go back to the PPT. Well, the fourth point is make yourself a priority. See, what happens is, when you listen to the criticisms of what people tell you, you sort of keep them here and you consider yourself as here. So they are always at a higher standard than you. So first and foremost, make yourself a priority. You are equally good at others. So have a good, judgment about your own self. Think of yourself as having the characteristics which everybody has. So stop giving more importance to others and thinking they are at this level. No, you are good enough. And then make a list of your achievements so that anytime you feel that you're not good enough, you can look at your achievements and think, wow, this is great. I was to be chosen in the team. I have really done well. The sir gave me so many accolades and made me feel good. So I am really good. You need to prove to yourself that you're good over and over again till you reach a state where you feel liberated from the fear of judgment. The fifth point is to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself as in, if you have certain limitations and you require that quality to become successful, then you need to invest in understanding this, like where you have rightly done. You have invested in your public speaking and your personality development because you know that you require this and this is going to remain for lifetime, and it's going to be instrumental in you being a successful human being and a successful professional as well as a personal person in your personal life. Right? So invest in yourself to overcome the fear of judgment. We go to the next. A few more things, 8 more things which you can do to overcome the fear of judgment. First is focus on what matters, not what people say. For example, if you're given an opportunity to say a thank you at a school function or a college function, then grab that opportunity, because if somebody has given you that opportunity, they believe in your qualities. Okay, they believe that you can do this job. So focus at that time on the task given to you, on completing the responsibility, and automatically the fear of judgment will go away. Second is desensitize your triggers. You know you're feeling something, right? When you had to perform, when you had to bowl and somebody said something, you got distracted. So what you have to do is you have to close your ears towards the sounds from the audience next time that you're performing. And that's how you will desensitize the triggers. So just check out what could be the probable things that make you, feel like a loser. What are the things that people say or do by which you feel that you are not up to the mark? Yes. Chris, Abhinita, you can share as well. Hello. Abhinita, are you there? Hello. Vansh or Abhinita or Chris, any of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you repeat?
Yes. I want to say that what are those things that people say or do by which you feel like you are judged or you are a loser?
Uh, Talk behind your back.
So talking behind your back. What else? So if they're talking behind your back, you know that when somebody speaks behind your back, you don't like it, right? But one of
Yes.
the things that you can do to stop this trigger, that's a trigger, right? So to stop that, what you can do is, well, what is behind my back is not for me. Do this. Put your hand behind and say, what is behind my back is not for me.
Yes. What is behind my back is not for me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, Vansh. When do you feel judged? What actions of others make you feel that you're judged? So that becomes your trigger.
The same actually.
When people speak behind your back, right? So you can do the
Yes.
same thing. What's behind me is not for me. Well, try doing these techniques and you will definitely find yourself free. And it's like a release, it's like freedom when you don't bother about what people speak about you. Now the third one, I'm sure Vansh is relating to this: stop overthinking. So for this, as you rightly said, take a pause and change the focus from what thought is coming to your mind to what you want to, right? Vansh, are
Yes.
you there? Well, the next point is to seek constructive feedback. What do you understand by the term constructive feedback? What do you understand by the term constructive feedback?
Bad
Yes.
feedback about things that you do.
I didn't get you. Can you say again?
Bad feedback about what you do.
No. Constructive feedback is feedback that is positive, feedback that is meant to help you become better. That's called as constructive feedback. Where, like, for example, somebody can tell you, well, Chris, you're so good at computers, and I'm sure you're also going to pay a little more attention onto your studies so that you at least qualify the exams to join a coding company. That becomes a constructive feedback. So seek for constructive feedback from people. Speak to people who are non-judgmental and ask them which are the areas that I need to work on to. So that becomes constructive feedback. Okay. The next one is don't try to please everyone. Whatever you do, however best you do, there will definitely be somebody who's not going to give you the 5-star rating. There is definitely going to be somebody who's going to find some or the other faults in you or the way you function, right? So expect, even the best trainers have haters. Even the best actors have haters. Even the best, professors have people who do not gel with them, have students who do not consider them to be a good professor. So out of 100%, there will definitely be at least 5% people who will not be pleased with what you do. So consider it as a fact of life and take it as a part, like, take it sportingly. Okay, it's not necessary that everybody should love me or like me, because people are different, right? They have different needs and aspirations, and they look at life in different way. So if they are not aligned with your thoughts, values, attitudes, behavior, then they will not gel with you and they will not like you. So there is nothing wrong in not being liked by somebody. Okay, so don't try to please everyone. Now, 6th one is to keep the perspective. Perspective means if you change the perspective of something that you don't like, then you will actually see that thing differently. Like, for example, if there is somebody comes and tells you, what, Chris, you are not at all good at studying. You can't do anything about it. And you decide that you are good at coding. That means you have learned something new, which others haven't. That means you have something in you which is a learning capability. So maybe the way I was studying was not correct. So I will focus my attention onto creating a method by which I will be able to remember more. So what has happened is, when somebody has criticized you, you took that criticism positively and you changed the perspective of it, and you gave yourself a reasoning to see the positive in everything negative. So when you keep up the perspective of growth, then judgment doesn't matter. Just imagine if a seed which was trying to come out of the soil, is constantly criticized, how slowly you're coming up. The water is going to come and, take you away. Would the seed grow into a tree? No. But it does not continue to stop growing because it's not bothered about what criticism comes its way. Like, for example, if you take the bumblebee, as per laws of science, the bumblebee has a body which is much heavier and a wingspan which is comparatively smaller for it to fly. So technically, a bumblebee cannot fly, but it does not know about it and it continues to fly. So in the same manner, don't be so bothered about naysayers. Don't be so bothered about haters. Just know yourself and know that you are the best. मैं अपनी favorite हूँ. Keep saying that to yourself, right? And you will one day be that in your own eyes. Next is focus on the moment. So when you're doing something, give your 200% attention to what you're doing rather than what people around you are speaking, rather than what naysayers are trying to tell you. So when you're totally focused on what you're doing, like, for example, when I left my position as the vice principal and I decided to get full-time into coaching, counseling, and training, people said, from where are you going to get the money? From where are you going to, get awards and rewards and recognitions which you used to get here in the school? Where are you going to get children with whom you like to spend time? I did not listen to anything. I just focused on my art and I moved forward. And today I have children like you with me. I have recognition and awards like the latest one which I got, the best inspirational speaker and life coach. I have the amount of money coming into my bank balance, much more than what I used to get before. So if you are focused on what you're doing, irrespective of what people tell, you will reach where you have decided to be. The last one, but not the least, is to find a role model. Now, look at all the great people in the world who's considered to be a success, like Ratan Tata, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, or something like some people like that. So, who's your idol? Just try to see how they push themselves out of the criticism that they faced. Do you know about Amitabh Bachchan? Yes. Do you know that he was rejected from All India Radio for having a voice that's too husky and does not suit the speaking community? He was rejected a number of times, but he believed in himself and did not agree to the criticisms that were given to him. And today, he's one of the highest paid persons, especially for his voice. Right? And that husky voice, which is considered to be a disadvantage, has become an advantage for him. That is what you can do with your skills if you're not bothered about the criticisms of what people tell you. So don't ever give power to what people think about you, but create yourself that everybody will have to record you. Carve a niche for yourself in your field of expertise. Like Chris, you're super confident in the field of coding. Put your heart and soul into coding and become one of the finest and one of the best coders in the world. Once you have the ability to concentrate and you can get into IIT. So put your 100%, 200% attention into cracking the sums and the difficult questions which would be asked in the competitive examinations. And you have it in you, and do it for yourself. Don't do it for somebody else. And I'm sure you will be reaching there. Abhinita, your fear of what people will tell you, I hope it is shattering down now. Yes or no? I'd definitely like to meet you one of these days and know to what extent you have taken the personality development and the public speaking forward, so that you can share about how you are breaking the bondages into which you had put yourself into. Are you ready to fly to freedom and success?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Or we will continue further. Well, so these are another 8 things that you can do to overcome the fear of judgment. Let's go to the next. So life is too short. So enjoy the being. Life is so beautiful that every moment can be filled with life. Right? Happiness is something that should be a part of you. And when you're happy, you're creative, you're productive, you're loving, you're kind, you're unstoppable, you're fearless, you're limitless, and you're loving. So the bottom line is we truly have one life, and life is short. Nowadays, we are hearing about so many deaths happening, and it's not just old people, but even youngsters like 44 and 50 years old, dying maybe on the treadmill, like Raju Srivastav, who expired just a few days back or was taken to the hospital. I don't know if he expired, but he's alive. Sorry. I take back my words.
He hasn't
So
gained consciousness yet, but
he gained consciousness yesterday. But that's a warning. That's a red flag which says that, well, your health is the most important. And how can you be healthy if you're stressed? And if you're scared of the judgment, you will always have stress. So keep yourself free from stress. Do you really want to spend even a few precious moments of that time worrying about what other people will think? अगर आप भी लोग क्या कहेंगे ये सोचेंगे तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे? उनको थोड़ा सोचने दो ना. Right? To live a life where others tell you what you want. Are you going to decide what you're going to be depending on what people are expecting from you? Or do you really want to carve a niche for yourself and be the leader in whatever field you choose to be? Or do you want to decide for yourself who you are and what you want? And how do you plan to go and get it? So work onto what you want. Understand the spiral of success. Life will actually churn you, make you think about what other people are thinking, and then you will realize that, well, what they think doesn't matter as much as what I think for myself, because I am the mirror to the world. What I think about me is what people are going to think about. So reverse the role and let people think about you instead of you thinking about what people will think about you. Isn't it beautiful? You must make a conscious effort to let go of what other people think. It's a skill that needs to be practiced like meditating. But once you truly understand how to let go, you will see the world as an entirely different place. People will love you, people will hate you, and none of it will have anything to do with you. Make your choices and live by those decisions. Take full responsibility for what you do and how you do it. When you do, you will gain the self-esteem you need and the power to give yourself what you want without blaming anyone for your mistakes. So when you take complete responsibility for your own self and your success is when you're living a life of true freedom. Do you agree to what I have to say? Yes. Abhinita, what is your opinion? Do you agree to what I have to say? What I did say?
Yes, ma'am. I agree. But it takes time actually.
Yes, it takes time. Main hoon na. Don't worry, we'll make it faster for you.
Yeah.
So it takes time is a thought that you've had, and that will be true for you. If you decide at this moment that I want to change and I want to be responsible for whatever I do, irrespective of what people think about me, speak about me, or have a conception about me, that is true freedom. And when you're truly free, there is nothing to be scared of. And you will be fearless in anything that you do. Vansh, are you ready to take responsibility for your own self?
Yes, probably.
Probably. Okay, there are many more sessions to go forward. So I'm sure one of these days you will definitely say that, yes, ma'am, I'm taking responsibility for myself. And maybe speak about how you overcame your fear of judgment. Chris, what about you? How's the feeling?
Uh, can you repeat the question? Actually, your voice is cracking in between.
Yeah. So I was talking about how do you feel now about overcoming the fear of judgment?
Um, Slightly great that how they described how to get through the fear, the judgment. Yeah.
So are you trying to look at that fear from a different perspective?
No. Once.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. So are you ready to take responsibility for your own success?
Yes.
Are you ready to do what it takes to become a success?
Yes.
All right. So we will continue with the sessions further. See you all tomorrow at the class at 5:30. And yes, it's going to be really interesting. And I'm sure you have passed on the self-awareness questionnaires to all your friends whom you were supposed to, and you'll be getting the scores tomorrow, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So, my dear fans watching this, please share it with as many people as possible so they too can overcome their fear of judgment. Put in your comments, and yes, do tell us how you're liking these sessions. Yes, we're going to be there continuously now every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on the secrets of living a full life. This Wednesday we had on being fearless. So coming Wednesday we're going to speak about being unstoppable. You want to be unstoppable, don't you? Well, stay tuned and more power to all of you. God bless. I win when you win. This is life designer Vijay Tushar signing off from Management Me School of Confidence for now on Secrets of Living a Full Life. Stay blessed, stay happy. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So should I